Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by everyone's favorite ARCA driver, Brayton Laster. How's it going, bud?
It's going pretty good, pretty good. Glad to be back on the show. I think for the third time now, so it's always a pleasure to come on and chat.
Yeah. By the way, when's the last time you took a trip to the great old Casey's General Store?
There's one about 2 miles from my house. I drove by there the other day. I'm like, man, I think we gotta make a quick pit stop here.
All right.
So it's about a day and a half, 2 days ago.
Okay. So I know you were at the ARCA Test last week. How did it go?
It went a lot better than I thought. I knew the Mullins had a lot of really, really good equipment. We had the debut of the Ford Mustang body in ARCA on a super speedway, so we weren't really sure how well we would compare. And we went out there, and I think we were like top of the board or second quick or something for a while. When first I was the first driver to go out there amongst the Mullins rotation, and we had 7 different drivers this year, which we also had 7 last year. And I'm like, man, this thing's fast. And I was in single car speed. And at this moment, I was in the Chevy. We have the Chevy SS and we have the Mustang. And Chevy killed at single car speed, easily top 3 car in single car speed. Unfortunately, single car speed doesn't really matter. And it was about 1 or 2 o'clock late in the afternoon. I decided to go back out there. And this time we weren't going to try to get in a draft. We were going to see if we could just get in one. And we went out there, and I hear my spotter say, "What that was pretty good. That puts the top of the board." And I'm like, "Neat." Okay, I didn't really put together what he said. I just figured it was towards the top of the board. And I come in and we're sitting like P1. I'm like, "Oh my god!" And we got knocked down to third by the end of the day, but we got beat by Joe Gibbs Racing, which and we actually beat one of the Joe Gibbs cars, but we got beat by another one, and we were in front of all the Chevy factory teams, all the Ford factory teams, all the Toyota factory teams, minus that one Gibbs car. So we were pretty excited about that. And by the end of the weekend, we dropped down to 7th overall. Venturini did their thing. They got their 4 very fast cars together and drafted multiple times until they could knock us down. But that we ended up 7th overall, the highest team, the highest Chevrolet. So we beat all the Chevy factory teams, which is a lot of an ARCA. We beat Rev. Um, we beat Rhett Jones, who won they get a lot of help from Ford. We beat one of the Gibbs cars. So I mean, we were very content with where we ended up.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this. What's next? What are your plans for this year?
Hopefully we find a victory lane in Daytona.
Yes.
Um, Actually, I had to walk around the pit to make sure I knew where it was come February, so that way I know where to go. Um, but we have very, very quick rocket ships, as I like to call them, which is kind of convenient. We're, like an hour from Cape Canaveral. I'm like, I don't know if Mullins built these over in NASA or in their shop in, Fredericksburg, but we got 2 freaking flying cars here. So, like these things are rocket ships. So come February, nothing short of a P5 effort we're expecting. If you don't get wrecked, me and Big Willie, we're shooting for that dual top 5.
Yeah, that'd be huge for your team. You also plan to do Talladega as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the plan is decent. The plan is in both super speedway races. Obviously, the Mullins are a bit of a lesser equipment fielded team. They don't have backup cars. They only have 5 or 6 cars total in their shop. So if I go out there Daytona, I barrel roll it like 18 times and land in Lake Lloyd, I probably won't be doing Talladega. Um, so that's how unfortunate that game is played. So we got to keep the car in one piece for now,
I don't
and
think you
then
can land in Lake Lloyd. So
so
there you
it'd be pretty impressive. I mean, if anyone could do it, I bet I could. But and plans to some more short track stuff around the Midwest, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana. Probably with like the Series Sportsman. We just got a new asphalt late model. We have a bit of a driver development program kind of going on here at Blasted Motorsports. So we're going to be announcing some stuff there in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So we're really excited for that, and also be focusing on a dirt late model program
go.
throughout the whole Midwest, running with different series at different tracks. And if we're able to get enough funding, we might go to an intermediate track or a short track with the Mullins, or might run Bristol Dirt in the truck series. That'd be really cool. because they had to take Knoxville to give it the OX, which sucks. I really liked it, but yeah, we'll play that one by ear.
So let's talk about going back out there at Daytona. Just overall, what's it like to work with Willie Mullins? What's he like?
So there's no one more iconic in the ARCA garage than Big Willie. I mean, you ask people about ARCA, like, that Big Willie, I know Big Willie. So they're awesome to work with. I mean, they're a great group of guys. They're a great group of people, great group of gals even. They have kids on the team who actually turned some out to Daytona, and we drafted together quite a bit there towards the end of the day. But that whole team is awesome to work with and work for. I mean, they have just such a unique characteristic about them. They're just so welcoming. They're hardworking. They're dedicated. They know how to separate the fun from the seriousness, and they have a good balance of fun and seriousness. There's a lot of teams in that garage where they're all 110% business, and I don't think I really fit in an atmosphere like that because I like to have fun. I like to go to the racetrack and crack jokes and kind of sit here and tell stories. And the Mullins are definitely very much my type of team where we can go out there and have fun. So working hand to hand, getting to drive their race cars, there's nothing like it. I'm super grateful to be working again with them this year. Last year we weren't really sure how well they would take me in because I'm a bit of a goofy kid. I think a lot of people know that. I really like pizza. You couldn't tell, and they took me in with open arms, like a lost puppy on the street. So I'm just very grateful for that.
So after they watch this video, people are actually literally going to go to their local pizza joint and order a pizza. So that's what they're going to do. I know you've showed this off a couple times, but you still have the pizza themed helmet, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I do. Let me get it real quick. I can grab it.
Why not?
Oh boy, we're going to have to put the mic down. The microphone falls. Don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. As Brayton goes and gets that, the ARCA Menard Series will, of course, be at Daytona. That's where the season will start. At the Daytona ARCA 200. So that's going to be really exciting. Of course, you got Talladega and Phoenix, and this is going to be a fun season. Of course, all 20 races are going to be on the networks of Fox as Brayton goes and goes and looks for his pizza themed helmet.
Found it.
And he found it. So we'll be back on there. Yes, there it is.
What a view. Oh man. It's a beauty. So that's quite the helmet there, bud. it is. I like it. It's comfortable.
Yeah, it is.
We were at PRI over December, which is the performance race industry convention here in Indianapolis, and talking to Zamp because that's a Zamp helmet, and apparently a lot of their stuff is actually done in like Italy. And I'm like, oh, you guys are gonna love my helmet. And I put a picture of me and wearing the pizza helmet, and they fell in love with it. So yeah, it's getting its way around the industry as one of the best helmets I think out there.
All right, and just going to Daytona and getting to do that. What are we going to expect out there from you guys? Because from what I've heard, there's going to be a lot of cars at Daytona.
Yeah, we might actually have to send people home this year, which is unfortunate because honestly, there's a lot of people in the garage. You have a lot of smaller teams. You have Brad Smith, you have the Wayne Petersons, and those guys show up every week, and they obviously can't really afford the best equipment, but they're going to get the short of the stick here because they're going to have a lot of people just pulling kind of cars out of the backwoods and be like, all right, we're going to go to Daytona, brother. God bless. So it's going to be interesting. From what I've heard, at least 35, 36, we might be pushing it at 40. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that one plays out. We're going to have to kind of look at the entry list, I think, and see how many we have. So there's a lot of like unexpected entries so far. I know Logan Misaracco put something together with Spraker Racing, I believe, and Hellenberg and Fast Track got a lot of very, very fast cars. And I've heard the McClure seat's kind of up for grabs amongst a couple of drivers. So yeah.
Yeah, it should be fun there. Well, Brayton, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and we'll have you on again and at some point later in the year. How about that? Go eat a slice of pizza, why don't you?
I will, but you ain't gotta tell me twice. So thank you for having me on.